Hey guys, how's it going? In this video, we're going to be doing an unboxing, and I'm going to give my first impressions on the Galaxy Book5 Pro. This laptop is on sale at the time of this video. I'll have links to it in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. The starting price is $1,350. This is the 14-inch model. There's also a 16-inch size. Comes in 3 different configurations. We have 16 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes storage standard. We have an upgraded 16 gigabytes RAM, 1 terabyte storage, and a maxed out 32 gigabytes RAM, 1 terabyte storage, which is what I have here. And what I'm most excited for on this new Book5 Pro is that we have the new Intel Lunar Lake processors built into these. So super excited to check this out with you guys. Inside the box, we have a 65-watt charger. We also get a lengthy Type-C to Type-C charging cable and a pamphlet with a little bit of paperwork. But now let's go ahead and check out the star of the show here, the Galaxy Book5 Pro. So first impressions straight out of the box, very similar to a lot of Samsung's previous laptops over the years. We have our Samsung engraved branding over here on the side, just our standard gray color. On the bottom, we have some of our ventilation and speakers. I did actually notice that the rubber feet on the back are elevated a bit. This is a first I've ever seen on Samsung laptops. On the left, we have 2 Type-C ports. These are Thunderbolt 4 ports. We have an HDMI 2.1 port. On the right, we have a micro SD card slot. We have a USB-A 3.2 port, and we have a headphone jack. Now, overall, the design of this has a similar feel to a MacBook Air. It's very lightweight. This only weighs 2.71 pounds. There have been 16-inch models of this Galaxy Book5 Pro available. I just haven't made any videos on this yet because I was waiting for this 14-inch version. I much prefer this 14-inch size for Samsung laptops. So inside here, of course, we have our 14-inch display. We'll go ahead and boot this up in a minute, but taking a look at the keyboard here, not the most travel on these Samsung laptops, but I've found over the years that with this keyboard layout, the actual typing experience is very good on these laptops. Have just your standard glass trackpad here, so you will hear your clicks on these. We have what feels like a very sturdy lid here, and as far as your one-handed opening and closing, looks like the laptop might shift a little bit on you, but not much problem at all. So first impressions physically, I like that this has the look and feel of a MacBook Air, yet we have a very powerful processor in this that can do some gaming. Now all that's left to do is actually use the laptop, and after I use it for a couple days, I'll come back with my final first impressions on the Galaxy Book5 Pro. Alright, so it's actually been a few weeks now since I first started using this Galaxy Book5 Pro. I'm definitely ready to share some of my first impressions with you guys. So first, getting into the laptop, we have a fingerprint sensor here on the corner. This is how we get in. Gets you in very quickly. There you go. Once again, gets you in perfectly fine. So we don't have Face ID on this. We just have the fingerprint scanner. And once you're in, you'll be greeted by the 14-inch display. We have a 3K resolution AMOLED display here with a 120 Hz refresh rate. Of course, this is also a touchscreen. So I've actually been really enjoying the touchscreen on this because this is such a compact device. I haven't really noticed much wobbling when just scrolling through web pages and things and just doing little inputs here and there. So it is a nice touchscreen experience here. And I've also definitely appreciated the anti-reflective display. I do use this in a pretty bright office environment, and in direct sunlight here, you can see I can still see the display. But on paper, at least, this has an advertised 500 nit display. Can definitely see the screen more than well enough. And what I've loved the most about this Galaxy Book5 Pro in my first few weeks of use is that we are getting a very good display in a very compact form factor. We have a very thin device here, a very similar design to the MacBook Airs with that kind of wedge design, brings up the keyboard a little bit. We have some raised bumpers on the back, which also elevates it a little bit when you have it on the table. So this has had a very nice typing experience. We'll touch on the keyboard next, but just the simple fact that this thing weighs just 2.71 pounds and has this large of a display, it's been a very nice compact package overall. It's very easy to carry this around the house. And I would say there's also a good amount of range with this laptop as far as being able to put it back far enough. So if I'm standing like I am right now, I can still get a pretty good view of this. What I'm also very happy about this one, in addition to the Thunderbolt 4 ports and the HDMI 2.1, having that Type A port on this is really appreciated. On the previous Galaxy Book 4 Edge, it did not include this USB-A port on the smaller 14-inch version. So I'm very glad to see that back here on this one in a very portable package. Now, I've also been really enjoying the keyboard on this. Even though these keys don't have a ton of travel to them, I found the typing experience to be very enjoyable on this keyboard. Now, something I'm not as wild about on this Galaxy Book 5 Pro, and this has been a problem plaguing Samsung laptops forever now, are the trackpads. There are so many laptops nowadays with nice glass haptic trackpads that are really easy and seamless to use, whereas the physical clicks on these can kind of just hinder your usage of using the trackpad a little more efficiently in my experience. Now, as far as what's actually new with this Book 5 Pro specifically, we now have the Intel Lunar Lake processor built into this laptop. This processor right here is the reason why I'm even here making this video. I have barely made any Samsung laptop videos over the years because I can just honestly never recommend these given the whole package considered. Last year on this Galaxy Book 4 Edge, we had the Snapdragon X Elite processor that is having compatibility issues for me with some programs and much weaker graphics performance compared to what we have now. I'll show some side-by-sides in a minute. And the short and sweet of this processor, I've been covering it in several different devices here in the office, is that this has a very efficient experience when you're just doing your lighter tasks. You're barely getting any fan noise at all. You have what is a very efficient device that performs very well and gives pretty good battery life. Everything I've thrown at this Book 5 Pro in my initial usage has been very good, very smooth, while also getting some much needed graphics performance over that previous Galaxy Book 4 Edge. In a quick side-by-side comparison here, using RuneScape to show that at the same exact settings on both devices in the same exact part of the game, I'm getting double the performance on this Galaxy Book 5 Pro. I'm getting a smooth 120 frames per second on this, and I could only get up to 60 frames per second on the Galaxy Book 4 Edge, so I can have a bunch of tabs open, play a couple games in the background. The added performance in this small form factor has definitely been appreciated in my first couple weeks of use. With that extra power, there is definitely some fan noise on this device when pushing it harder. I think just considering we have such a thin form factor here, the fans do kick up on this. I'm also pretty happy with the battery life initially on this. So in my first light use case tests, when using this at a high brightness with the 120 Hz refresh rate on, doing some lighter usage such as web browsing, media consumption, I used 25% of the battery in 2 hours time. So getting 8 hours of screen on time in a lighter use case, really all day battery life, greatly appreciated on this smaller size. And so far I have one point of comparison to compare this to with the Lunar Lake processor. This is the 2025 Surface Pro 11. I got 7 hours of screen on time on this. So initially in my initial tests, I'm noticing an extra hour of battery life. And when testing out a heavier use case, doing some 120 frames per second gaming, using about 30% of the CPU and 70% of the GPU, I got 2.5 hours of consistent high frame gaming on this, which is also up over the Surface Pro. I got 2 hours of gaming on this one. I know it doesn't sound like a ton, but when you're doing intensive tasks on the device, these laptops used to die in 1 hour of time in a similar use case. So to get, in this case, 2.5 times more battery life in a more intensive use case, it is greatly appreciated when you're pushing your laptop more. So liking the battery life, liking the performance, liking the screen, liking the form factor, enjoying the keyboard. A couple of other areas with this I haven't touched on, and that's just going to be this final part of this video. There are just several aspects of this laptop that are just average. I know I touched on the trackpad earlier, not a super premium feeling trackpad on this. The webcam is also pretty average. For the front-facing camera, this films in 1080p 30 resolution. I'd say we have a good enough picture image here, at least in a well-lit environment, and 30 frames might be a little choppy, but I would say it gets the job done for just a basic webcam. And probably the most unfortunate aspect when, especially considering a Samsung device, we have pretty subpar speakers on these Samsung laptops. So bringing back this Surface Pro again, this is a tablet, and this thing for me in my initial use has better speakers than this laptop. So really serviceable speakers on this, I would describe them as. But overall, my first impressions of this Galaxy Book 5 Pro, I am super impressed with this device initially, enough that I can actually make a video again on a Samsung laptop because we have a very good overall package here for not an extremely high price point. That is the thing to keep in mind with this Samsung version of the Lunar Lake. I mentioned this because, again, this Surface Pro I continue to mention, this is $750 more than this right now. Another comparison here, the new 2025 Surface Laptop 7. This This one is around $1,500 for a lesser version of the Intel Lunar Lake, mind you. This has the Core Ultra 5. This one has a Core Ultra 7. There are a lot more premium aspects on this Surface Laptop 7 for a point of comparison, but you will pay $400 additional for this. You are saving a ton of money and still getting a really good experience. Of course, this is all part of the Samsung ecosystem too. I know I didn't show it in this video. I'll show it in my upcoming review, but I'll be curious to hear your thoughts on the Galaxy Book 5 Pro in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.